Hey everybody, this is Kaylee with Kay's Wig Shop. Today we're going to learn how to make your wig look more natural. My wig here is a Leah. This is by Renau. It's 100% Remy human hair. And we're going to put it on. I'm going to show you what it looks like before. And then after I've done a couple of tricks, how it'll look better after. So the Leah is a beautiful hand-tied human hair wig. This color is a 12FS8. It's absolutely gorgeous, a lot lighter than mine. So I'm going to pull my hair up in a cap right now. That way you can see how well these tricks actually can make your wig look. So I'm going to slip this on. Now you don't need to wear a cap if you're wearing a wig. Caps are great for a few different reasons. One, if your hair is a different length or color, you can pull it back to hide your own hair. Hence, my hair is a lot darker and a lot shorter, so I want to keep it pulled back. Two, a cap is great if you tend to be a little itchy or sensitive on your scalp. It just provides a barrier between your head and the wig. So we're going to slip Leah on here. She's absolutely beautiful, very comfortable. But as I put her on, you can see she's just a little too much hair. I feel like she's too full on the sides and a little full on top. Plus these bangs are a lot longer than what work for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some thinning. Thinning can do one, no matter the type of cap you have and no matter the type of hair, thinning can really turn your wig from looking like a wig to looking like your own hair. So that's gonna be our first step. I'm gonna take her off and we're gonna do some thinning on my mannequin right here. When you thin your wig, having a blockhead is really convenient. Or you can take it to a wig professional and they can do this for you. But we can put her on our mannequin head and really tug and pull and she's gonna stay in place. Just gonna pin her down. So remember, we made note on the sides here and a little on top are where we're experiencing a little too much fullness. So this being a hand-tied cap, you can see every hair is individually tied in. So, the great thing about that is it is very lightweight and very natural looking. But to thin, you're going to need thinning shears. These are some shears with a flat edge and then a braided edge on the other. You're going to want some hair clamps of some sort and then a fine tooth comb. First, we're going to section off clamping this hair out of the way. We're going to thin right in this side section. We always start from the bottom and work our way up. So getting a nice, even, straight line here. Clipping that hair up out of the way as well. Then you take your thinning shears. You always want the braided edge down. So we're never going to cut like this. We're always going to cut like this. Taking that, a small section. I'm going to clip that up a little bit tighter. So taking a small section, part it off nice and straight, take your thinning shears, lining it right up against the cap. So we don't want to cut down here, and we don't want to cut the cap, but we want to cut right up against the roots. Cutting once releasing, taking your fine-tooth comb, and pulling that excess hair out. So you can see here we've got a small amount of hair, but as we continue to do this process, that little bit can make a very big difference. Next, we take another straight across part, pin that hair up out of the way. Taking that small section, braided edge down, cutting right up against the cap, and then combing that hair out. I'm going to continue this process through the both sides and a little up here in the top. And then I'm going to show you the final results so you can see the before and after. Alright, so we're just going to finish up here with the last cut. Now I want to show you the amount of hair that we've taken out of this. So, granted, this still seems like a lot of hair, but let me show you what we've actually taken out. It's quite a bit. I feel like for me personally, taking out this much makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Now you might see this and think, oh my goodness, this is way too much. And in my opinion, I feel like it's perfect. Just because I'm going for a little more natural of a look and I'm used to having very thin hair. So still a lot of hair on the wig, but yes, I took out a ton. So a couple of things I want to make sure that you're aware of while you're doing this. We never thin in this top crown section. Reason being is these thinning shears are bringing the hair right up to the root. And so I don't want to have these short little pokey hairs up in the crown in case I want to part it in a different direction. So never thin in the top section of your wig. Always go from here down. So we're basically going from the temples down below, never from above. One other thing that I have done is I've trimmed my bangs. So the bangs here were a lot longer. They were actually down to here on me. I trimmed them up to the length that I usually do on myself. So two other things that I like to do to make this feel like it's my hair is doing a really good blow dry and taking my flat iron to it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that just to give those final touches. I like to get my squirt bottle, just get it nice and wet up in the crown. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blow dry in a downward motion to help lay that hair down instead of feeling like it's away from my head. I want it to look like it's actually part of my head. So I'm going to blow dry it in a downward motion. Still allowing it to have some lift at the root, but having it fall downwards. I hope that makes sense. So I've got it damp up in the top. With your human hair, you always want to blow dry it to where it's stiff dry. You don't want to have it damp. Because it's human hair, it will frizz just like it would in humidity. We're going to put our blow dryer to a warm, high setting. So warm temperature, high power. So here we go. Okay, so now we've gotten this to a stiff dry. What I mean is you can't feel any dampness to the hair, and I've blown it in a very straight down motion. Next, I like to take my straight iron and just hug these sides in a little closer to the face so that they're not sitting away from the head, they're more close to the head. Okay, so taking your straight iron, starting up by the root and tucking that hair in close as if it were to hang close around the face. This is just helping create that look again, like it's part of your head and not sitting up and away from your head. Alright, just finishing up with that straight iron, getting a nice sleek look. Now we're going to put her on, and I'm going to show you that difference of what just those minor things of thinning, blow drying, using your straight iron, a little trim can really do for your human hair. Okay, so we're going to take her off of our head. We're going to put on my cap to hold my hair back. We're going to put her on, and you're going to see that difference. You never want to create a bun with your hair. If you have longer hair than I do, some people put buns back here. That can create a misshape with your head, making it look a little obvious that it's not your own hair. I like to pull this back about ½ an inch behind my hairline. And then one thing I always do to make your wig look more natural is pull your sides out just enough to where that's going to look like it's your own hair when you're wearing your wig. Then when we put on our wig, you always want to make sure your size adjuster is fitting you correctly in the back. You always want to make sure your hairline is at the same place as your wig. I have a slight widow's peak, so I bring it just back behind my widow's peak so that it's following that natural shape of my own hairline. You want your 2 triangles, your tabs, right across from one another, tucked towards your face, and then this at the nape of the neck in the back. A little bit of product is always nice to use to just control those flyaways and get the hair to fall exactly like you would. I love John Renau's Peace Out Contour Fiber Cream. It's a great product to use on any synthetic or human hair wig. It's a nice way to kind of hug that closer to your face so it actually looks like it's coming out of your head, and then to use a little bit of it to get a little bit of volume if we want. Just going to pull a little bit more of my own bang underneath to blend in. Noticing at the top of the scalp, it looks just like it's my own head of hair. That's what I love about this type of a cap. And it feels awesome. If you have questions, always comment below. You know I'm always here to help. Subscribe below if you want to learn more about how to make your wig look like it's your hair. Thanks again, guys.